here's an interesting tidbit, kind of a fun fact that you may not have known. Did you know that the AI image generators, they cannot draw time on a wall clock? I had no idea. Every single one of them, well, I shouldn't say every single one, I have tested 4 now. Now, all 4 of these image generators, when you ask them to draw a wall clock with a specific time, what they give back to you is a wall clock showing 10 minutes after 10. All of them. Every single time. Well, there were 2 times when I got strange results, but I didn't get the results I wanted, but it wasn't 10:10. So I shouldn't say all of the time. 99% of the time, I got 10 minutes after 10, and I could not get it. No matter what I did, I could not get them to show me the time that I actually wanted. Now, if you're new here, my name is Dave, and this is Old Dad Studio. I do daily vlogs. A lot of the time I talk about AI. Not all of the time. I do some personal vloggy stuff too, but most of the time I'm talking about AI. And today we're going to talk about AI and this thing that AI has with the time on wall clocks. Now, one of the other AI influencers that I follow is Nate Jones. I love Nate. I love the things that he does. And I follow him here on YouTube as well as over on TikTok. And this was something he put out a while ago. There's actually 2 things that he said in his video that AI has trouble generating. I am going to focus just today on the wall clock because I think it's so fascinating that AI, it's one of those like AI hallucinations or AI issues that it has that it just can't get right. Now, I'm sure eventually it'll be programmed in and it'll be able to do wall clocks better. But from what I understand, or what Nate explains, is that AI trained on wall clocks showing the time of 10:10. And it's because 10:10 is like the time that a clock is set to for marketing. It can show the label and it's symmetrical and everything is nice and wonderful with the look of that wall clock. And so that's all they know. Even if you tell them very specifically what exactly you want them to generate, they give you 10:10. And it's fascinating. So let's go through it. I used 2 different prompts. So the first prompt was a really super simple prompt. Create an image of a wall clock displaying the time of 7:15. Now I use 7:15 because that's the example that Nate used in his video. And I wanted to be consistent with what he was saying it couldn't do. So I was doing the same experiment that he was doing. So I used 7:15. Now, if you just say, create a wall clock displaying a time of 7:15, every single time, what you get back is a wall clock displaying the time of 10:10. If that's the simple prompt you use. So here's what I got from ChatGPT 4.0, the new image generator that was just came out last week. This is what I was able to get from that using that prompt. Here's what I got from DALL-E using that prompt. Here's what I got from Reeve AI, which is a newer AI image generator that just came out. And here's what I got from Craiyon when I tried doing it over at Craiyon. Now you can see all of these, they're fabulous wall clocks. I mean, all of them did a great job creating a wall clock and displaying it, but none of them got the time right. They're all 10:10. So what I tried to do then is I went into ChatGPT 4.5 and I explained to ChatGPT what I was trying to do and that I wanted a very specific prompt in order to get around the limitation that AI has about showing me a 10:10 and to give me a much more descriptive prompt. And again, none of them were able to do it. Now, ChatGPT 4.0, which is the new image generator that just came out for ChatGPT or OpenAI, I did try to tweak it a little bit once I had that image generated with 10:10, even though I had that very descriptive prompt. And what I found was that even if I told it move the hand a certain percentage to the left or to the right or counterclockwise or clockwise, it couldn't do it. But I did twice during that experiment get it to display 10 o'clock rather than 10:10. So it did move the hands a little bit and show me that time. Also, over at Reeve AI, when I use the more explicit command, this is what I got for its image. And again, it's not 7:15, but it's not 10:10 either. So it did try to move the hands. It tried to adjust it. It just apparently doesn't understand exactly what we're trying to do. Now, for DALL-E, same thing, 10:10. It didn't matter what prompt I put in. It didn't matter how I tried to change it. I started with the two basic prompts that I had, and then I tried to adjust it from there. And actually, DALL-E gave me a couple of errors as I was going through it. It told me that some of the parameters that I was putting in were against their policies. And I don't understand exactly what I did, because I wasn't like being explicit or swearing at it. You don't. No, I wasn't doing any of that. I was just, saying move it this much, move it that much, or go counterclockwise. And it didn't like the prompts that I was putting in. So it actually told me that it wouldn't generate the image based on the prompt that I gave it. But in the end, every single time I tried to do something with DALL-E, it gave me 10:10. The same thing happened with Craiyon. Craiyon was the same thing every single time. And for Craiyon, it created 18 different images. All 18 of them are 10:10. Now, after I saw Nate's post, I kind of took it as a challenge, and I thought, I'm going to go into this. I'm going to find a way to make AI generate an image of 7:15. There's got to be a way to do this. Like it can't not generate something when you give it that level of specificity in the image that you wanted to create. And lo and behold, I could not get it to create image with 7:15. As a matter of fact, as I was going through the iterations with ChatGPT and trying different things and trying to tweak the more detailed prompt that I had given it, it actually came back to me with suggestions like, why don't you take this image into Photoshop and adjust it there? Wait, what? You're telling me to take the image that I generated with you to... huh? And interestingly enough, also with ChatGPT, if I told it, inspect the image you just created and tell me, does it display 7:15? It knew that it didn't display 7:15. It knew that it displayed 10:10. Yet it can't draw it. It's so incredibly interesting. It's one of those limitations that AI has. And again, I think if you have followed my channel for a while, this is one of those things that I harp on over and over again, is that AI is new. AI does not know everything. AI makes mistakes. AI also has AI also has hallucinations. And I've got a video here if you're interested in taking a look at that one. But it is not a perfect science set. So for those people who are generating things within AI, any AI at this point, and are quoting that as fact or taking that and using that in either school or work documentation, make sure that you're checking your work. I sound like an old teacher now, but it is not a perfect science. And it'll be a while, I think, before it becomes... Will it ever be a perfect science? Maybe not, but I'm sure it will get more perfect than it is now. But for now, it is not, and it should not be treated as if everything you get from AI is fact and can just be used as it is. Verify your results, do your own research, double check the work of the AI that you are working with to make sure that it is giving you the information that you want, because this is a perfect example. And if you're somebody who's looking to prove that AI doesn't know what it's doing or still makes mistakes, this is a perfect example. Have it draw you a picture of the time of 7:15. and see what you can do. Now, on a quick note, I didn't do this. I didn't experiment with this at all. But the other one that Nate has in his video, which I will link Nate's below. I love the work that he does, and I think he's a true expert in this field where I am not, right? I'm a novice, and I'm just learning as I go. If you're looking for somebody who has real expert knowledge, I would say follow Nate. But in his video, he also talks about asking AI to generate an image of an overflowing wine glass. And it just can't do it. And I haven't tried this one, so maybe I'll have to make another video and give that one a try as well, and we'll see if I can get any of these image generators to generate an overflowing glass of wine. Crazy. All right. Today is March 28th, 2025. This is vlog number 87 in the series. That's going to wrap it up for me today, and I will see you tomorrow.